All right, guys, welcome back to AWM FX. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, no matter where you are. So, hopefully, you guys are doing great. Take care of yourself because currently the COVID case is getting from bad to worse. All right, from bad to worse. So, in actual, I have a share all type of a lot of type of setup, different kind of setup that you can uh, use or you can practice more before you use it. So there is a lot. Yesterday I did count. There is at least 9 to 10 type of setup, but always stick to one kind of setup first until you are good with it. Then you might jump to the other one. All right. So what I'm gonna share today is that the trade that I took today. Today is Monday, and I'm quite happy with what is happening right now. Reason was that I took three trade today. Out of nowhere, I took three trade and then got two profit, one loss. So I'm gonna share with you all my trade, how I enter, reason I enter. All right. So first of all, the first trade early in the morning. I have to admit this trade was not analyzed by me. It was analyzed by other people, someone else. All right, someone else. I should say, I just follow the trade, and of course, I have to learn. I'm learning from the trade how to enter it correctly because this is a new kind of setup to me. All right, I'm not very familiar, or should I say, I'm not very familiar, which I attended last week 5 days webinar with my mentor, Cikgu Mansor Safari. So I'm still learning, and wow, I'm earning. All right. So this is the setup we call it as a QMTR, or a lot of people IQM. All right. So what is QMTR? QMTR is Quasimodo tak respect. All right. In Malay language, and of course, in English, is invalid Quasimodo. All right. So what does the QMTR IQM looks like? All right. So I'm gonna share exactly on this area. So it's supposed to be like this. The price is moving downtrend, right? So the price is moving downtrend. So suddenly what happened was that the price break the structure, right? The price break the structure. So this is a qualified QM, right? And a lot of us will identify this as QML, right? We identify this area as QML. And we are expecting the price to come down to this area, rebound, right? So this is the perfect QML for a buy setup. But what happened was that QMTR is that the QM level, but it does not respect, right? It does not respect, so it become invalid QMTR. So how do you enter this at this kind of trade? Be suspectful around this area, right? Be suspectful around this area, right? If there is a king, double maru king, what is a double maru king? It's something like this. This is a downtrend, going downtrend over here. Then there is another downtrend over here, right? Then there is a king. There is a sh shadow. We call it shadow, going up and going down, right? Shadow going up and going down. So this is a king, double maru king. So if there is a double maru king over here, be successful. This is where you should enter the trade, right? This is where you should enter the trade because you're expecting the price to come back to this area for a drop. All right, so this is QMTR. So the other thing that might happen is that the price, when it comes down, right, comes down this area, it will go back up and then drop. All right, making a setup as a drop base, rally base drop. It might happen this way too. So this is where you should enter, right? This is where you should enter a trade. Means that when the price comes back to this area, make a sell, right? Make a sell. So let's go into the real chart, right? Real chart. So I received this, we call it the signal, or we call it the uh, setup analysis yesterday. So early in the morning, we woke up and then enter the trade. I'm learning and I'm also earning. Right. So what happened was that if you look at here, the price is actually going downwards. All right, it's going downwards. It's going downwards. Right, it's a downtrend. So suddenly the price move in this area. Right. So this is consider small break of structure, a very small break of structure. Right, and a lot of people will identify this as a QM level. Let me get the line out so you guys can see it clearly. So a lot of people will identify this as a QM level, right? QML. Sorry, QML. Right, so this is a QML. Then what happened was that if you look at it, the price dropped, not respecting this area, and then make a drop base, rally base, drop all the way, breaking everything, right? Breaking everything. So how do you enter this kind of trade? If you look at it properly, let me enlarge it. If you look at it properly, there is a lot of rejection, right? There is a lot of rejection over here. But during this break of this area, exactly on this line or on exactly on this zone, there is a rally base drop. You can see the rally base drop. So this is your zone. This is your zone, your entry zone, a sell zone. Means that when in future, when the price comes back to this area, it will drop. So this is how we enter the trade, right? So what happened was that early in the morning, the price came to this area, right? I think it's a bit lower. Should be a bit lower because it's a sniper entry. So I did enter on this trade and then it dropped and then it dropped, right? It dropped. So where do I took my profit? It's a very simple, easy way to look at it. First is that this zone, this is what we call the roadblock, this zone over here. First zone, make it orange. First zone of roadblock. So it goes all the way. So the second zone, this is where I took my profit. I took my profit over here, right? So it is a very nice trade, a sniper entry, cost or a zero float entry. 1 to 10, zero float, right? So I don't care what is going to happen next. So this is a very, very nice trade. It's all happening as happened and then, right, already done. So this first trade is QMTR or IQM, right? No need to explain much. It's very simple. So the second trade that I took was a loss trade. Of course, loss trade, we need to know why. We need to know why it is a loss trade. So, same thing. This trade was shared by my one of my friend. I'll say my friend. Uh, what exactly happened was that he saw this setup over here. Saw this thing over here. Right, something like this. Yeah. So the price is making a potential tree drive at the last leg, right? Potential tree drive at the last leg. Not only that, there is a lot of fake out over here and then fake out over here, right? So this is where I enter. So because of the tree tree drive and the fake out, so I am very suspectful about this area, this part over here. And of course, if you look at it properly, it's a QML. It's a QML. But there is no actual zone, or there is no clear zone for entry. Right? No clear zone for entry. So what I did was that I go to lower time frame. I have to switch to lower time frame and then see is there any suspectful thing happening over here. Right, so over here what I can see is that there is another zone. Right, let me get a different color, blue color maybe. Right, so over here this is the entry zone because there is a fresh supply zone over here. So this is where I enter my trade. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Over here. Please bear with me. I need to change it to higher time frame so that I don't need to drag so much. Right. So what happened was that okay, I got a zero float entry over here. It dropped a bit, but I didn't get out because this is not what I was expecting. I was expecting the price to drop all the way. But instead of doing that, the price reject and then stop me out. All right, it stopped me out. So this is a very simple, easy way of trading tree drive, even though it's a failed tree drive. But anyway, it's a uh, because for me, tree drive is one of the most profitable setup. So if it's failed, then it's failed. It's okay, no problem. As a trader, you have to take loss. So for this is my loss. This is my stop loss. How many pips? It was around 13 pips. 13 pips. All right. So my third trade, of course, my favorite. I'm gonna say favorite. Favorite. So this is my favorite goal. All right. So I don't know what happened this uh to go early morning. All right. It dropped 700 pips, 700 pips before it climbed back up around 600 pips, and then it's moving sideways, moving sideways. So a lot of people do not know where to trade because they cannot see anything, right? So what I usually do is that because I've experienced with gold a lot of time, uh, not only here, previously it happens a lot of time. I'll say a lot of time. So I will switch it to small time frame. I'll switch it to small time frame, and then this is what I saw. It's a simple, classical QML, right? A lot of you, if you do not know QML, QML is very simple. Uh, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, ultimate higher high, and then it breaks the low over here. Sometimes it may break two, right? Even better. Then if you look over to this area, look for fresh zone or maybe a MPL. It depends. Sometimes there is no MPL. You look for fresh zone, right? Around this area. Yeah, around this area. Then the price likely to go back to this area before it has a big fall. Okay, so let's look into this chart. This is gold. The price is moving high high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, ultimate high high. Right? Then what happened was that the price came crashing down this way. How many structure has it broke? One and two. Right? So danger zone is down there. It's very far down there. So this is a safe trade. It's a very safe trade. All right. So I'm gonna get everything out first at this moment. Right. So this is your QML. This is your QML. QML. Right. So where you should entry, very obvious. Along this area, there is a fresh zone over here. Right. You have a fresh zone over here. price came into this zone, right? Then what happened? What happened? You have to know this is gold. So M5, okay, why not? So what happened? Price came crashing down all the way. How many pips? Uh, I I only took 220 pips. 220 pips. So imagine you're on a one lot size that will be $2,200 for just a trade. Right. So I'm not tempting you guys to go for big lot size. So this is a big gain for me for today. Right. Sometimes you have to be cautious and you have to be patient. I have to be honest with you guys. I did not took any trade on the NFP when the price dropped all the way. I was so tempted to go into the trade, but I cannot find any type of entry, valid entry for me to go in. Then early in the morning, very, very early, it dropped again. I was so tempted to go in, but really I do not know what is the reason. I cannot give myself a valid reason to go into any trade. So what happened was that I'll wait, I'll wait for you. I always believe that is possible entry every time. So I will just wait. So this is what happened. The price came into this area and then dropped. This is a classical QML, right? QML sell trade. Simple, easy QML sell trade. So what is the lesson that you guys can learn from today's video? It's very simple. First, you have to be patient, right? As an example over here, you have to be patient. Second, you have to familiar yourself, your eye to different kind of setup, right? Not now, maybe slowly later by later. Like me, you see three different kind of setup, right? One is QMTR, one is the tree drive, all right, using the QML, and the other one is the classical normal QML. So three kind of trade, three kind of setup. You have to familiarize yourself with, and of course, okay, don't get panic. Okay, I got the first trade TP, all right, take profit. Then I lost the second trade. Then should I revenge on the trade? No. I know the tree drive has failed. I know the tree drive has failed. All right, I know this has failed. So let it be. Let it be. I don't care. All right. It's not I'm gonna chase it. Let it be. I will just leave it alone. Even though now it dropped a lot, I will just let it be. I'll move on. So this is the third trade. All right, this is the third trade, and the price move nicely and then goes the direction that I wanted to. Of course, I took my profit because I'm going to sleep soon. It's 11 something my time, almost 12 o'clock. So it's a huge gain for me, and it's just Monday. All right, it's just Monday. I'm looking forward for the rest of the week. All right, I'm looking forward the rest of the week. So that's all for from me today. Hopefully, you guys pick up some tricks or tips on trading QML. Uh, or should I say it's an advanced supply and demand method, right? Don't get panic, all right? Trade safely, right? And if you guys like the videos that I did for you guys, please do give me a like and subscribe, right? And subscribe. So I really appreciate that. And hopefully you guys will practice more, back test more, right? Train your eye more. All right. All right. So sorry for being long-winded. So that's all from me today. So see you guys next time. Bye.